Namaskar.
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 Traders, King and Pilgrims by our group. These are names, topics and given not given by the students of our group. Ridhima Sharma, Trade and Traders given. Rohan Ginani, Story of Silk Route not given. Sarvika Chaudhary, Trade of Buddhism given. Soumya Sharma, New Kingdoms along the coast given. Shreya Singh, The Quest of Pilgrims given. Upmanyu Singh, Nalanda given. Vedic Agrawal, The Beginning of Bhakti not given. Trade and Traders. Traders explored several sea routes. Some of these followed the coast. There were others across the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. So if they wanted to reach the western coast of the subcontinent from East Africa or Arabia, they chose to sail with the southwest monsoon, and sturdy ships had to be built for these long journeys. In South India, gold, spices, and precious stones were famous. Pepper was called black gold in the Roman Empire. Evidence of traders and trade. Traders carried northern black polished ware to sell them at other places. Traders carried them to Rome through sea routes, initiating trade. Roman gold have been found in South India. Made by Ridhima Sharma. Thank you.
Spread of Buddhism. Buddhism was started by Gautam Buddha. His real name was Siddhartha. From the outset, Buddhism was a missionary religion. From the Buddha traveled over a large area spreading his teachings and explicitly charged his disciples to do likewise with the words multitudes. Go monks and wander for the good and welfare of the multitude. The spread of Buddhism was given a considerable boost in the 3rd century BC, when one of the greatest figures in Indian history, Ashoka Maurya, became Emperor of India around 268 BC. Although it suffered a step back around AD 450 when a tribe from Central Asia known as the White Huns destroyed Buddhist monasteries in Afghanistan and the northwest of India. In second half of the millennium, the fortunes of Buddhism were mixed, and by the end of the period, it was declined in India. Buddhism in India. Late in 10th century, the north once again came under attack. This time invaders were Muslim Turks who embraced on a far to the northeast of India, bringing them into contact with the Asian homeland of Buddhism. These campaigns took the form of raids motivated by the desire for booty and justified by the ideal of jihad. Buddhism suffered greatly from these raids, since the unfortified monasteries were easy pickings. Buddhists were considerable isolators by the Muslims because of the image of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas which annoyed their monasteries. Works of art were destroyed and libraries burned to the ground. The history of Buddhism conveniently be discussed in terms of North and South. In general, the Mahayana form of Buddhism predominates in the North and the elder tradition in the South. Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana is a term for a broad group of Buddhist tradition, texts, philosophies, and practices. Mahayana is considered one of the two main existing branches of Buddhism, the other being Triveda. Mahayana Buddhism developed in India, 1st century BCE onwards. It accepts the main scriptures and teachings of early Buddhism, but also adds various new doctrines and texts such as the Mahayana Sutras. Mahayana also refers to the path of the Bodhisattva striving to become a fully awakened Buddha. Samakayasam Buddha for the benefit of all saints being and is thus also called Bodhisattva vehicle. Bodhisattva Yana Mahayana Buddhism generally sees the goal of becoming a Buddha through the Bodhisattva path as being available to all and sees the state of the Arhat as incomplete. Mahayana also include numerous Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that are not found in Triveda such as Amitabha. Sarvakayana. Sarvakayana is translated as vehicle of disciples or vehicle of listeners. Within the Mahayana classification of the path, the Sarvakayana is identified as the first of the three vehicles, the other two being the Patrek Buddhayana and the Bodhisattvayana. The Sarvakas are said to be motivated by a feeling of renunciation that wish to escape from all the realms of samsara by themselves alone. The result of Sarvakayana path is the level of Arhat, an individual who achieves liberation as a result of listening to the teachings or lineage of Sarvakayana Buddha. Thank you.
Shreya, please.
The quest of pilgrims. A person who undertakes a journey of religious purpose is called pilgrim. Many pilgrims also traveled along with the traders. Traders normally accepted a pilgrim in their caravan. During this period, Buddhism also spread to western and southern India. Many caves were made in the hills of western India, especially along the western Ghats. These caves were made for the monks. Many kings and queens made arrangements for making monasteries in these caves. Some monasteries were also made from contributions by rich merchants and farmers. Since these caves were en route between mainland and ports, hence they were also used by traders for health. Pilgrims also accompanied traders on trains and ships. Famous Chinese Buddhist pilgrims Faxian 1600 years ago, Xuanzang 1400 years ago, I Kuing 1300 13 1350 years ago. Xuanzang carried back statues of Buddha made of gold, silver, and sandalwood and over 6 New kingdoms along the coast.
Soumya, please speak. Soumya, please speak.
New kingdoms along the coast. The southern half of the subcontinent is marked by a long coastline and with hills, plateaus, and the river valleys. Amongst the river valleys, the Kaveri is the most fertile. Chiefs and kings who controlled the river valleys and the coast became rich and powerful. Sangam poems mention the Muvedar. Muvedar is a Tamil word meaning three chiefs. It is used for heads of three ruling families, the Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. They became more powerful in South India around 2300 years ago. Each of the three chiefs had two centers of powers, one inland and one on the coast. Of these six cities, two were very important. Sorry, there was noise behind me. Of these six cities, two were very important. Puhar or Kavirtripatnam, the port of the Cholas. Maduri, the capital of Pandyas. The chiefs did not collect regular tax but demand and receive gift from the people. They went on military expeditions and collected tribute from neighboring areas. They keep some of the wealth and distribute the rest among the supporters. Thank you.
Nalanda. Nalanda was ancient Mahavira, a reserved Buddhist monastery, which also served as renowned center of learning in the ancient kingdom of Magda, modern-day Bihar. In India, the University of Nalanda obtained significant fame, prestige, and relevance during ancient times and rose to legendary status due to its contribution to the emergence of India as a great power around the 4th century. History. Nalanda was initially a prosperous village by a major trade route that ran through the nearby city of Rajgir, modern-day Rajgir, which was then the capital of Magda. It is said that the Jain Tirthankara Mahavira spent 14 rainy seasons at Nalanda. Gautam Buddha, too, is said to have delivered lectures in nearby mango grove named Pavarika, and one of his two chief disciples, Shariputra, was born in the area and later attained nirvana there. This traditional association with Mahavira and Buddha tenaciously dates the existence of the village to at least 5th to 6th century BCE. Recently, archaeological discoveries have pushed back Nalanda's history to 12,000 BCE. The earliest occurrences of northern black polished ware have been recorded and carbon dated from the site of Juafadir. A mud brick stupa has also been carbon dated to 6th 5th BCE, which bolsters the case of Nalanda as an important Buddhist site since its early period. Yunzan in Nalanda. Yunzan traveled around India between the years of 630 and 643 CE and visited Nalanda first in 637 and then again in 642, spending a total of around 2 years at the monastery. He was warmly welcomed in Nalanda where he received the Indian name of Moksha Deva and studied under the guidance of Shilabhadra, the venerable head of the institute at the time. He believed that the aim of his arduous overland journey to India had been achieved, and as in Shilabhadra, he had at least found an incomparable teacher to instruct him in Yogacara, a school of though that had then only partially been transmitted to China. Besides Buddhist studies, the monk also attended courses of grammar, logic, and Sanskrit, and later also lectured in Mahavira. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.